All right, in lesson 2-5, we're going to subtract integers. So we already talked about adding integers. Now subtraction, the thing is here is we want to change everything to addition. All right. So rather than subtracting an integer, let's change it to adding the opposite. Adding the inverse is what we call that. Okay. So notice here, if we do the same sign, we'll just find the sum. Again, different sign, we find the difference of the absolute values. Okay, so if we have 3 minus 4, let's change that to 3 plus negative 4. Okay, why do we want to do that? Because addition is commutative. Do you remember those properties that we learned about? The commutative property where we say 2 plus 4 equals 4 plus 2. We can change them and put them in any order. Okay, addition is also associative. Okay, subtraction is neither of those things, and so we want to get in the habit of changing everything to addition, so that way we could actually put negative 4 in front if we wanted to. Okay, so this lesson really isn't going to get a whole lot different as long as we change everything to addition, and then it turns into like 2-4, where we're just adding integers. All right, now when you read these things, we say I have 8 and I owe 11. Okay, so if I have $8, I owe $11. We know we're still going to owe. Okay, and then the difference between 11 and 8, we subtract and we get 3. Okay, so we owe 3. All right, so let's try some examples here. So again, we don't want to. It says to subtract an integer, add its opposite. Okay, so the opposite. So instead of 2 minus 15, if you see 2 minus 15 in your book, what I want you to do is write it on your paper as 2 plus negative 15. Okay, so we're just going to make this a plus, and we're going to make this a negative. Okay, so essentially, you know, you're just moving the negative. Right now, the negative sign is here, and we're going to move it right next to it. So we're going to change it to addition and just kind of move the negative so it's right next to the number. Okay. Now, if I only have $2 and I owe $15, that means I'm going to owe 13, okay, because I'm going to subtract the 2 from the 15 to get 13, and the negative number was bigger. So if we're going to do a tug of war, the negative would win. All right, so let's copy this one. We're going to say I have 13 and owe 21. Okay, so let's get in the habit of reading it like that. I have and means addition, and then owe 11. Okay, so whenever you say and, just put the plus. So when you're reading it, just say I have 13 and put a plus, I owe 21. Okay, so again, we're just kind of moving the negative closer to the number. Okay, that's all we're doing. Now, if you have 13 and you owe 21, we know we're going to owe. All right, now let's subtract the 13 from the 21. So we'll change it to 11. That's going to be a 1. This is going to be an 8. So negative 8 is our answer. We still owe 8. All right. All right, so let's do these two. So I owe 13 and I owe 8. I owe 13 and I owe 8. So it's the same sign. So then I just find the sum, and I just add them up. So 8 plus 13 is 21, and they were both negative, so it's still going to be negative. So there's my answer. All right. Now I owe 9 and I owe 11. Okay, again, we're just moving that negative closer. Okay, right now the negative is right here. Let's just change it to addition and move that negative closer to the number. So if I owe 9 and I owe 11, they're both the same sign. So let's just add them. Okay, so we get 20. And they're both negative, so they keep the same sign, and there you go. All right, this is the work right here that I expect you to show. If it says this in the book, you can copy it and change it already, so you don't have to just copy it and then do another step of changing it, okay? All right, so let's continue. All right, now if I read this, it says I have 12, okay? I'm saying 2 O's in a row, okay? Really, I'm saying O, okay? But it kind of sounds like I'm saying all right? And whenever, you know, think back to maybe when you were little, or if you have a younger brother or sister, whenever you said, nothing good ever happened. You know, maybe you spilled some milk. You know, maybe there was another kind of accident. You said, uh-oh. Okay, whenever there's an uh-oh, that means there's a problem, and we need to try to fix the problem. Okay, so right now we have an uh-oh. We have an uh-oh. And so whenever I see an uh-oh, I usually try to circle the uh-oh, and then I'll change it to addition. Okay, because notice what we were doing back here is we were adding the opposite. Well, we were adding, here's a positive A, we were adding the opposite. Now we see two negatives. That's an uh-oh, so we're going to change to 12 plus 6. All right, fix the uh-oh. And when you have 12 plus 6, then we just have 18, and we're done. Now, you might see this uh-oh in your book, so you might want to go ahead and copy it down as 12 plus 6, and that's fine. So if it is like this, you know, you could just write this right here for your work, okay? So here, uh-oh. All right, so let's change to I have 9 and I have 4. All right, so that's going to be 13 total. All right, we have an uh-oh. So let's fix the uh-oh. Let's make it positive. So I owe 21 and I have 8. Okay? So when you do this, you get rid of all these negatives completely and just change to the positive. We're fixing it. Okay? So be sure to have your notes on hand when you're doing the homework and check these things. Okay? So if I'm owing 28 and I have 8, I know I'm going to owe. But now I need to find the difference between these because they're different signs. So a different sign, find the difference. So let's change that to 11, that to a 1. So we're going to have 13. So I owe 13, and that is my final answer. Okay, we have an uh-oh. So let's fix it. We have I have 17, and I have 6. All right, whenever you fix it, you just change to addition. And so a grand total of 23 for my answer. All right, so now we're just going to insert some things. So we have G minus H. It's important to copy your expression. All right, and now let's substitute. So we have G is -2 minus, and then H is -7. Now take a look at what we have. Notice how I just copied it. Okay, I don't want to mess around with fixing anything or changing anything when I'm just copying or substituting a number for a letter. Just leave it how it is, and then once you get your numbers in, then we can start changing things, okay? So now I have an uh-oh right here, so let's circle the uh-oh, and let's fix that, change to addition. So I owe 2 and I have 7. All right, so I know that my answer is going to be positive. If you want, you can just kind of like make a little mark there to remind yourself that it will be positive. And there are different signs, so we find the difference. So 2 minus 7 is 5, and that's your answer. Okay, so always copy down your expression and then substitute. Don't fix anything or change anything until the numbers are substituted, and then we can go and change it to addition. In Mongolia, the temperature can fall to -45 degrees Celsius in January. The temperature in July may reach 40 degrees Celsius. What is the difference between these two temperatures? Okay, so difference, that word right there tells us to subtract, okay? Just like same sign difference, or sorry, different sign difference. Same sign, we want to find the sum. Different sign difference. Difference tells us to subtract. And whenever we subtract, we always subtract our smaller number from our bigger number. So right now, 40 degrees is our largest number, so we're going to put that first. We're going to say 40 minus, and look at our other number, we have -45. Now, what did we just do? We just created an uh-oh. So we got to fix these. And so we're going to say that's going to be addition. We're going to say 40 plus 45, and that will be equal 85 degrees Celsius difference. Okay. Now, why did that work? Well, let's think of this like a thermometer here. We have 0 right here. All right, way down here we have -45 degrees. Way up here we have 40 degrees. And to get from -45 to 0, we have to add 45. And then to get from 0 to 40, we have to add another 40. So a grand total of 85 degrees. Okay, again, we're talking about the difference between this number down here, okay, with this number way up here, and that difference is 85 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's why it works out for us when we subtract it. You have to put your bigger number first. So 40 is greater than negative 45, so do 40 minus negative 45. If you do it the other way, you're going to get a negative number, which we don't want when we're talking about difference on a number line. Okay? All right, that's our last example for today's lesson 2-5. Be sure to check the Moodle page for your homework.